Alright, what's up, Vanguard Fight Club? We're gonna do yet another Revonn deck profile that you see a lot of them online, but here is mine from your local Aqua Force clan leader. So let's just get into it. Starter, bubble, the blow bubble Draco Kid, because A, it's a Draco Kid, B, he's blue, and C, he's cute. I mean, can't argue with those. Literally the same thing every other starter does, but he's cuter. Going to the threes. 4 Revonn, 1 little bomber dragon. So 4 Revonn, pretty self-explanatory. Revonn is your key to winning everything. -5 to the Vanguard makes things easy to hit. I do take the one other 3, the bomber dragon. Thing is, I notice with this deck sometimes if people are at 4 and I really want to push for game, I swear, almost every time I swing, they hit a trigger on that fifth damage. Kind of kills your push, especially with this deck. So pop this guy in the back row and they're like, hey, I hit a trigger. I'm like, no, you did not. So really helps out with that. Obviously, if you have to ride him, you're gonna die. But I've never come into that position yet, and I hope I don't ever. But so that's it for your 3s. That's all you really need. So going into the 2s, starting out with the best 2 pretty much in every Aqua Force deck, your Coral Assault. I mean, this thing by itself is a 24 beater. When you meet its conditions, it's a good number. Goes into soul after everything and draw a card. So you're just getting more field time and getting more cards in your hand to survive a big attack from your opponent, because that's usually what happens after you try to push and then they survive. So of course for him, going to my restanders, for Tidal Assault, for the glasses, and for Flavos. And I'm gonna mispronounce all these because yeah, I just am. So Tidal Assault, I don't play Algos. Reason for, I don't have many counter blasters. Obviously, the only counter blaster I have is the Gallios. But thing is, Tidal Assault actually, with Algos, you have to attack first with its position to get its effects. With Tidal Assault, I don't have to, so sometimes I will be cheeky with my opponent and put the crit on him and then neg myself 5, but I'm swinging twice with a double critical rear guard, so makes my opponent very not happy. Of course, with these 2, self-explanatory on the counter blast to restand, pitch to restand, also rest himself to soul blast, rest himself to get more stuff on your field. So never a bad thing to thin your deck with that. So that's it for the grade 2s. Lots of grade 2s. That's 16 grade 2s. So and you really need all 16. So going into grade 1s, you got your grade 3 Searcher. Obviously, when you only run 5 grade 3s and 4 of them, and only 4 of them you will actually want to have on Vanguard, this card is really important. So, and it's also a good on-ride card as well. The second grade 1, of course, is Whale Assault, another great ride target, counterblasting to draw a card, so you thin your deck, get your deck more. You do still have to superior call something, but it's really not that big of a deal. And also, on rear guard ability, being able to rearrange cards on your field after you play them, because sometimes early game columns do not equal to late game columns, so you can fix your columns with this card real easy. And then your last grade 1, of course, the best, the now very expensive grade 1 in Narissa. Rest her, Soul Blast, restand her off of Revonn's effect, and then you get +10. Plus it goes into Soul and you draw a card at the end of turn. So a lot of these decks that like to pop your stuff off, you just want to give them the opportunity to with these cards, and you just get more cards in hand. So going on to the triggers. There's 2 moderate cards. 4 perfect guard, draws 3 otters, then 5 crit for a heal. I was actually going 8 draw for crit. I did knock a draw off to do the awkward 5 crit, because draws are very important in this deck, because you don't really thin through this deck as quick as a lot of these other Excel clans, so you're just trying to get through your stuff, get to your Revonns as fast as possible, get to your grade 2s, that your restanders as quick as possible, so that you can just push. So also damage checking draws against your opponent is so optimal. I mean, obviously besides a heal trigger to heal, but the other one would be draw trigger, because you not only get power onto your Vanguard, you get an extra card in hand, which, if anything, even if it's nothing important that you got in hand, it does put your opponent on tilt every time, because especially the players at this shop, they roll their eyes every time I hit a draw trigger on damage, which is fine with me. So, but I still wanted enough crit to make them fear my Vanguard attack, because because a lot of times you don't get to that second ride on Revonn where you get that crit push, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's it for good old last card Revonn. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'm looking forward to Mr. Danny Dang telling me how poop of a player I am and how bad my deck is. Appreciate your views, buddy. And don't forget to slash that like button as well, and thank you again.